Shalom, more praise to Yahweh Shemel, shout out double line to Apostle GMS. This is another Allah coming next with the video. And in this video, we'll be focusing on kind of like a part 2, I guess you could say, to the video about marking it which caused division. So I wanted to deal with the book of Titus, chapter 3, verse 10. It says, a man that is a heretic, after the first and second admonition reject. You go to that word heretic, heretikos.
Strong's G 141, heretikas.
Heretikas. Fitted or able to take or choose a thing. Schismatic. Factious. A follower of a false doctrine. Schismatic or schism is like a separation, a division. Factious, like a religious faction, so to speak. A faction is like once again, it's another separation. So it's talking about a man that's a heretic, a follower of a false doctrine. See? Akin to the above, primarily denotes capable of choosing, hence causing division by a party spirit, factious. So go right into that word, division. So a man that's a heretic, or that's a follower of a false doctrine, they're factious, they're schismatic, they're causing divisions. What you got to do? After the first and second admonition, reject. See that admonition.
Strong's G 3559, nuthesia.
Admonition, exhortation. Mild rebuke or warning. Calling attention. Literally a putting in mind. See Titus 3 and 10, of that which is to be administered for the correction of one who creates trouble in the church. Right about here. Okay. Nouthesia is the training by word, whether of encouragement or, if necessary, by reproof or remonstrance. So basically, after the first and second admonition, meaning after the first and second rebuke or warning, what do you gotta do? I think it's something about attention. I don't know. Calling attention to. Okay. A man that is a heretic after the first and second admonition reject. So somebody's teaching a false doctrine, creating separation, and he talking about some, Mary never had sex. Or, Esau can make it, or Esau's not the white man. Or teaching any doctrine, or all nations can make it. You can eat pork. You don't gotta keep the laws. You don't gotta keep the laws. If they're saying these things after the first and second admonition, you gotta reject them. What does the word reject mean?
Strong's G 3868,
Parateamai. Refuse, decline, to shun, avoid, to avert displeasure by entreaty. See? You gotta reject them. Of one accusing himself for not accepting a wedding invitation to a feast. So you gotta reject them. Like, yo, get out of here. Because they can cause schisms. Because guess what? They could teach something and have other people follow them. Matter of fact, hold on. This is the book of 2 Peter 2 and 1. But there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you, who privately shall bring in damnable heresies, even denying the Lord that bought them, and bring upon themselves swift destruction. So there's going to be people out there that's going to be speaking damnable heresies. Let's look that up. Damnable.
Strong's G 684,
of destruction, which consists of eternal misery and hell, but you know hell is not real. So basically what it's talking about is destruction. A damnable heresy. And what is a heresy?
Strong's G 139. Hyresis.
Hyresis. A heresy. It says dissension arising from diversity of opinions and aims. So it's a destructive heresy. A damnable heresy is a destructive heresy. Something that a heresy causes dissensions arising from diversity of opinions and aims. So it causes dissension, it causes people to divide. Once again, going back to dividing. Look at the word dissension. A dissension is a disagreement or difference of opinion that causes people to divide each other. Look at that, Merriam-Webster. Dissension implies strife or discord and stresses a division into factions. See that word faction? It gives you an example right there. Religious dissension threatened to split the economy. Give me 1 second. Yeah. They're bringing about damnable heresies, man. Teaching things that they ought not. But there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you, who privately shall bring in damnable heresies, even denying the Lord that bought them, and bring upon themselves swift destruction. They're going to bring destruction upon themselves. And many shall follow their pernicious ways, by reason of whom the way of truth shall be evil spoken of. And many people going to follow them, man. Many people going to follow them. That's why it says that the first and second admonition, you got to reject them. Because if you let them stick around, other people going to follow them. And it's going to cause a big discourse. So you got to get rid of that person. Lest that, wickedness spreads. You got to get rid of them. Acts 20 and 30. Also of your own selves shall men arise. Verse 29. The word must start from verse 28. Acts 20 and 28. Take heed, therefore, unto yourselves and to all the flock over the which the Holy Spirit hath made you overseers. The Holy Spirit hath made you overseers to feed the church of the Most High, which he hath purchased with his own blood. Some of Yahweh Shah dying on the cross for the children of Israel, the elected nation of Israel. Beginning with the elected nation of Israel, for I know this, that after my departing shall grievous wolves enter among you, not sparing the flock. So you got some grievous wolves, man. Bloodthirsty wolves, ravenous wolves, merciless, also of your own selves. So they're gonna be among you, and they're not gonna spare the flock. They're not gonna care. And what they're gonna do? It says, also of your own selves shall men arise, speaking perverse things to draw away disciples after them. So they're gonna be speaking perverse things to draw away followers after them. Or maybe if we go and we teach this, or maybe if we go and teach that, we can get people to follow us. So it's going to tell you to take heed. Therefore, watch. Okay? That's a different word than scopeo, with the word watch.
Strong's G 1127. Gregareo.
Gregareo. To watch, metaphorically, give strict attention to, be cautious, active, to take heed lest through remission and indolence some destructive calamity suddenly overtake one. So you got to pay attention, you got to take heed, man. Therefore watch and remember that by the space of 3 years, also of your own selves shall men arise speaking perverse things to draw away disciples after them. Therefore watch and remember that by the space of 3 years I have not ceased to warn everyone night and day with tears. Yeah, that's what I meant to read. Yep. That by the space of 3 years I ceased not to warn everyone night and day with tears. So the Apostle Paul was giving them warning. Okay? Titus 1 and 10. For there are many ruly and vain talkers and deceivers, especially they of the circumcision, talking about the Jews, whose mouths must be stopped, who subvert whole houses, teaching things which they ought not for filthy lucre's sake. So they was teaching things that they shouldn't be teaching for filthy lucre's sake, because they wanted money. They wanted money. So they was going around teaching different things for their own personal gain. Whether they was telling people, whatever it may have been. Whether they telling people, you justified by the works of the law, not through faith. You don't got to believe in that one that they call Yahweh Shah. He's not the son of the Most High. Whatever the things what they were teaching things for money. That's why you got to mark them, which cause division. You got to scope them out. You got to take mental consideration of them. You got to take into account their character, take into account their motives, and reject them, avoid them. After the first and second time you admonish them, you got to reject them. Lest that spreads, that foolishness spreads, and they draw people after them, and then now it's divisions. Now all of the believers, are people who are once believers, start believing false doctrines. So with that, I'm gonna close and say, "Oh, praise to Yahweh Shem Yahshua, double line to your apology and mess. I hope you learned something. Shalom."